Rebound. Bearcats have upset the number 5 ranked parents of Whitworth University. Off the Eagle Smith. 2-ball or 3. Give it 3. This is stolen away by Watts. He'll take it up and lay it up and down, and Watts extends the lead.
Where are they now? Bearcat Hoop, audio series of interviews where we reconnect and former players, staff members of ours, I'm lucky enough they'll put up with me questioning them for 30, 40 minutes on here, and we catch up with what they've been doing, what them and their family, their career, all the places it's taken them since you last saw them, either on the floor or in this case on the sidelines coaching Bearcat Hoop. Today's guest, Coach Mike Plank. Plizzle, how are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How about you, Kent?
Man, I'm always good when I get to be on here and pretend I'm important enough to have my own audio series, you know?
I love it. I'm following from afar. You've been doing great work.
So Mike's got a great, unique story that I think, really is distinct throughout the years of Bearcat Hoop, because he was a multi-sport athlete here at Willamette that I want to let him touch on. He's done a lot of different community work while at the same time really advancing and moving his way up the ranks in coaching from his early start, with me on the sidelines as assistants for Gordy James, all the way through being my lead assistant to a number of stops since. In this interview, when we finally release it, it'll be him finding his way into the ultimate level of college coaching in Division I Pac-12 basketball, but I'll let him get into that himself. But Plizzle, let's start here. You and the missus, you guys got a brand new addition to the family. Are you sleeping? Tell us about the newborn. Go.
We had a baby girl, Mila Christie, named after our mothers 6 weeks ago, and we're learning how to sleep. It's been a transition. Fortunately for both of us, we've both been off of work for the first 6 weeks, which has been super, super helpful, because we've just been basically, taking care of, learning the baby, and trying to get her to go to bed at midnight.
Is she on a schedule yet? Is that still the goal? Are we working towards there?
She's getting there. So she'll go down pretty consistently at midnight now. But it's always debatable whether she wakes up at 5 a.m. or whether she wakes up at 2 a.m.
Right. And what does that look like in your household? What is Coach Plank? What is your job in those midnight wake ups? Where do you come in?
So I usually try and take the midnight feeding.
Okay.
The wife gets the anywhere from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. feeding.
Yeah.
And I'm usually the first morning shift also. Those
nice.
are my two guaranteed shifts that I try and
yeah. Do you got you got your own routine now with your daughter? Like, hey, this is how we get it done when it's daddy-daughter feeding time. Like, you got it down?
Yeah, well, I'm not breastfeeding, so I'm using a bottle.
Yeah.
And so I get to use the bottle. Wife gets the nurse, and I try and make it fun and interactive.
Are you Are you better at burping, swaddling? Where's your power rating coming in?
Swaddle's average. Burping is pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Tell us now. Let's go back. And it always seems like not too long ago, but it is. We're both getting older. Like, I turned 40 pretty soon, which is insane.
Wow.
But go back. Tell us about how did Michael Plank, the two-sport athlete, get to Willamette, and how did that athlete decide on the coaching realm as his pathway?
Yeah. So I was, originally recruited by Coach Mark Speckman for football, and he came down to Franklin High School to sit down with me and my mom. I had never heard of Willamette,
right,
or any of the other schools in the league, aside from Pacific. But I thought it was the Pacific in Stockton, but it was the Pacific in Forest Grove. And did a really good job recruiting me, and a better job recruiting my mom, because when he left, she said, "You're going to Willamette." Regardless of what we have to do.
Right.
So obviously ended up there. Ended up picking up basketball as well. A year of baseball. And, asking the coach if I can come out. Coach Gordy James at the time. He was more than welcoming, although he didn't promise any playing time, but promised me an opportunity. And it turned into me playing 4.5 years of basketball, which was a really good decision. And obviously, through all the sports, through the experiences there. Coaching became kind of natural to me. I ended up coaching football as soon as I graduated from college for Mark Speckman, and then a guy by the name of Kip Ione got the head basketball job at Willamette, gave me an offer I couldn't refuse. I think it was like $357 or something.
A couple Subway meals.
Couldn't turn it down. Free apartment in the stadium. I couldn't turn it down, and I ended up embarking on a long basketball journey that ultimately led me to meet my wife and our first child here in San Francisco now.
When you look back on it now with a more experienced and mature lens than you had back in the day, we always like to romanticize, like, okay, this lesson on the game got me ready for this in life, and I'm sure there's some of that, right? With you, was there more from football? Was there more from basketball? Are you still drawn on lessons from both sports that you played? Talk about that.
Yeah, definitely more so from just how hard it is to be successful at the collegiate level in any sport, just how much patience you have to have. My first sport, football, they wanted to redshirt me my first year.
Because you weighed like 16 pounds?
I was 145, and I thought they were all insane and that I shouldn't be starting because, they were jeopardizing my NFL career. Which wasn't the case.
Yeah.
I remember looking to transfer and looking into all that. My mom said, "Go ahead, do whatever you want, just don't ever talk to me again." So I decided against it.
Right.
And it just taught me a great lesson, about just resiliency and patience. And, the relationships that were built over that time were just, they're all my best friends now and mentors like yourself. And I wouldn't have had those if I'd have, taken the easy way out. When search for success versus earning success, which ultimately ended up happening.
You were always when you first. I was lucky enough to see you in the beginning of your coaching. Whether that was with the football team or for us. And the natural thing for you was always you're a communicator that can speak and get along with kids from all kinds of backgrounds, all kinds of places. Are you still drawing on some of your playing experiences now in the coaching profession, or is it more life and later on? Because I think that's something that even I struggle with. Like, how much do these kids even give a damn about if Kip starts a sentence with, "Oh, when I played," versus generalizing and saying great players have success with X? Where are you at in that? Being a younger coach, but still having more. You're not the youngest anymore.
Yeah, I think. Playing gives you a certain sense of credibility with the kids, but not much. It's kind of just like you're either going to invest and take an interest in me first and foremost and teach me, or you're going to remind me of what you did all the time. And they don't like to hear the latter.
Yeah,
they want to hear you care about them. They want to see that you care about them, show that you care about them, and then. Ultimately they have a chance to listen to what you're saying. So I'm definitely drawing on, life experience, growing up in Stockton, going to Willamette, two very different places, and then all the coaching stops I've been, all the lessons learned there.
Take us through that, because I think one of the fun parts of your story, and also that speaks to your character, is just your determination and resiliency. And willing to put yourself in, risky's maybe the wrong word, but really challenging situations to pursue this dream of moving up the coaching tree. So start with, you go 4 years here at Willamette with me, and then you're off to the Bay, and take us through there.
Yeah, the years at Willamette with you were super pivotal for me. It really all started, Kip, when you sent me to Step Up Symposium in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, that's right.
I was able to see other coaches, some high major guys. Rob Lanier is one of them. Dwayne Stevens, Michigan State. Mike Dunlap. Some big time coaches were there, and I was able to see and interact with them, and it just left an imprint in me. More so of I can do that. I can be that coach.
Yeah.
I can aspire to get to that level. So you opened up the doors for me. Regardless, I don't know if I've ever told you that, kid, but you really kind of developed that in me. and ultimately led me to leaving Willamette to take a graduate manager position at the University of San Francisco with Rex Walters, which was a huge accomplishment, a huge blessing for me. I learned a ton there under him. Rex Walters is as good a basketball mind, in my opinion, as it gets, and holds his staff, holds his players accountable. And for me, it was really good. Learned a ton there before embarking on the rest of my crazy journey. I don't know how much we got time for.
Well, tell them where and how did Michael Plank, Stockton, California, end up in the great state of Wyoming?
I worked the year for Rex, and it was great. I got a chance to travel with the team, and I was on the floor. My first trip ever to Hawaii, Diamond Head Classic with them. My first trip ever to Washington, D.C. to play against American University, and some great experiences. And one of the things Rex saw and knew while I was there is that I was really eager to coach and get on the floor, and you're limited in that capacity when you're a graduate manager or a support staff. So he kind of recommended that I look at the JUCO route. And I had met the head coach, Dan Russell. He just gotten the head job at Casper College, Casper, Wyoming, and extended an invitation for me to come out there and coach with him. And Rex really kind of pushed me to take a serious look at it, as well as an assistant coach, Luke Wicks, good friends of mine. And ultimately ended up packing up my Nissan Sentra, everything I had. It wasn't much. Leaving my friend's living room, another Willamette alum who I was sleeping on an air mattress in his living room, and going to Wyoming to join Dan Russell in his first year as the head coach at Casper College and take over his basement. He was nice enough to give me some living. I was able to teach 2 classes there. I taught methods of coaching basketball and racquetball, which I had no experience in playing.
I was about to say, did you have to call Coach Speckman, the world's greatest racquetball player, for tips on that class?
I called a lot for tips on that class. When they'd ask me questions during the class, I'd always have to take the call. Excuse me 1 second. While I went and looked it up. I'm sure Casper doesn't want to hear about this, and
right.
They don't, but I had no idea
right.
what I was doing.
What is, and then, talk to me, because I think this is one of the things that is probably a prerequisite for the career path you've chosen, but has always been a strength of yours, is just diving into a situation, like just what you just mentioned. You've always been really, you promote, even if maybe internally, maybe you're nervous, but you've always been a very self-confident individual. So in these, these are crazy scenarios. You had to go sleep on a cot in the Bay. You had to go figure out how to coach racquetball. You come back to Portland State. You go back to the Bay. Where does that come from? Is that family? Is that your history in athletics? Where does that from you? Because that is, anybody that knows you, I think would echo that as a character strength of yours.
Yeah, I really think just from life experiences and my mother just really pushing me. Obviously she adopted me and my family when we were 5, and I was 5, my sister was 3, and just really taught me to be fearless. I think that transcended into confidence, getting into Willamette, getting through Willamette successfully, instilled a lot of confidence in me, and it really just gave me the courage to go out and pursue. And by the time you get done with Willamette, whether it's true or not, they really have you thinking and prepared. You can go out and conquer the world.
Right.
Do whatever the heck you want. You probably don't get enough credit for that, but it is something that I left that place thinking that I was ready for the world and could do whatever I wanted because of the education and experience I got there. So a little bit from growing up, a lot from life experience.
Talk about, and I think it's another thing that maybe not a lot of people know is throughout some of these stops, I know here at Willamette, I know in between gigs recently, you've always been very community give back oriented. There's some mentor programs you've started in school districts, Boys and Girls Club. Talk about some of those different roles you've done and the importance of those jobs to you, and especially considering the background you're coming from, I'm sure there's a level of importance that it really rises up to you.
Yeah, definitely important for me to give back. I mean, I was fortunate enough to get adopted to a great family and have my life positively affected that way. So when I got to college, I always volunteered mentor, and I started with a guy named Wayne Nadeau, who was a teacher and a football coach at Willamette at the time, and he got me mentoring a kid at some of the alternative middle schools and high schools. Then I was able to start a mentor and tutor program with a lady named Pam McLean in Salem, Oregon. High school students, college students, just kind of combining the two. And then always just, feeling the need and the want to give back. And ultimately got me into the role that I'm just leaving now, where I was the beacon director at Carver Elementary School in Hunters Point, San Francisco area, working with the youth and the families over in that organization. Just really trying to encourage people and obviously tell my story a little bit, but just provide a positive platform for people just to believe and achieve. And, the guy I'm fortunate enough to work for now and just gave me a job, Kyle Smith, kind of said, your house money. And it's exactly right. Everything I'm doing right now is house money because I'm not supposed to be where I'm at right now. And because of that, I always feel the need to pay it forward.
Yeah. In that type of work, that's not always the highest paying, right? Have you had to develop, the currency for the payback for the work you're doing is the people?
Yeah, I mean, for me, that's been the important part is just, the success stories and, the kids that reach out to you 5 or 10 years down the line, as being a teacher and just say, hey, you were really instrumental in my life. I mean, the old saying, if you can affect one life, it makes it all worth it. And it's very true because, that statement alone and those relationships I built over that time, I mean, I'd do it all over again without hesitation.
All your trips, all your stops, Willamette, San Francisco, Casper, Portland State, now soon to be Washington State. How have you developed? What is your method for? Because hopefully if you remember this, Gordy always taught us when we were assistants, and hopefully you felt the same with me. Don't try to be the robot of your boss. Pick and choose what you like, and also, man, I would never do it the way crazy ass Kip does it. How have you gone about from all these mentors? Because you've been lucky enough to work for some amazing people on your stops, and you've already mentioned a couple of them. How has Mike Plank kind of developed his toolkit at these stops?
Yeah, probably one of the best things I've learned, and this is dating back to, when I started with you, is, you just, as a young coach, you're really eager. You're really eager to coach. You're really eager to prove yourself. You're really eager to prove your value. You're really eager to prove to everyone what you can do and move up the ranks. And I've really just kind of learned to soak in the moment and kind of slow down and do a really, really, really good job with where you're at. And, things kind of take care of themselves when you do that. You hear a lot of people say that also, but, my last few stops, I've just really enjoyed. And just, I coached at City College of San Francisco this past year with a very good coaching staff. And I just, I sat back and just took as much as I could in. They're a very successful program. Coach Justin LeBeau has been doing it for a very long time and had a lot of success. Coach Adam, Coach Tom, Coach Mario, Coach Nima, those guys really do a great job. And I just sat back and learned, and just took as much as I could in, and I think that's probably one of the biggest things I've taken from every stop is to just kind of slow down, enjoy where you're at, trust the process.
Go on this vein, and I'm a little ahead of you in years experience here, but I'm sure now with the baby and the wife, where's the balance? Is it possible to balance in our profession between hours in the office, hours on the phone, hours with the wife, hours with the baby? I'm sure there's a lot of professions that it's not like we're unique, but how do you do it? What's your attempts at finding that?
Yeah, well, I'm still learning. My wife would tell you I'm not very balanced when I'm home, I'm on the phone.
Right.
But I think a lot of it has to do with who you're working for and whether or not they understand and value the quality time of family. I'm fortunate enough to work for a lot of coaches that have, and I currently am employed by one who has 3 sons and understands the value of spending time with them and with your wife. And, he's made it very clear to me that, hey, in these first few months as we're going to be living apart, you can go back as you need to and see the family. Like that, don't even ask. Like that's something that's expected. I expect that of you to do. So really fortunate. And there's also been coaches that don't understand it, and they want you in the office, they want you on the phones, and they want you doing those things. So it really is just a matter, I think, of who you're working for at the time.
And then when the wife says you're wrong, just nodding your head. What is goals for you in this new role? Like goals for you in the short term, and it's hard to say, hey, what's your next stop? You just got this stop. What is it that you're trying to accomplish in your new role, your new spot in life, both professionally and in family?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I'm kind of really just laser focused on my role as the recruiting coordinator. I've been given a handful of responsibilities, and I'm really just dialed in on staying locked in on those responsibilities and doing everything I can to A, make the program look good, B, make the head coach look good. That's kind of my focus, and you do that by doing a very good job with the roles and expectations you have and represent yourself in your program very well. So that's it for me. Like I don't, obviously everyone says, I want to be a head coach. That'd be great, but I'm kind of year by year. I want to do a really good job at Washington State as a recruit coordinator for Kyle Smith and the coaching staff, and let things fall where they may at the moment.
What is, last question, then we'll let you get out of here. What if you could go back to first year, second year Coach Plank, or maybe even 3 years ago Coach Plank, what have you learned that you would tell him to do better? Or that, hey, this is coming, you could get a jump on it?
Wow. That's a really good question. I think just really understanding like who you're working for and what the expectation is, because there's some coaches that'll lay it all out for you, and there's other coaches where there'll be some ambiguity to it, where it's like you're going to be expected to take care of this but not really told. So really just finding that balance of where is my value, what can I do to A, like I said, make the program look good, B, make the head coach look good while staying within those boundaries of what's expected. And it's hard at times because there's no there isn't boundaries. You got a job, you need to recruit, you need to go get players, you need to do good at your scouts, you need to be prepared, you need to handle X, Y, and Z, and you do what you need to do to take care of those, and sometimes you can step out of what your actual role is. And so understanding what your role is and maybe even clarifying at times if you need to. I've never asked any questions really at some of the spots I've been to, but understanding exactly what it is I need to do and what the parameters are of that, and then attacking that full speed if I can go back.
Do you think some of that was just being young, like you mentioned earlier? When you're young, and same for me, when you're young, you just got this energy and you're just going. Does it take a little bit of maturity later, just like the natural process?
It does. It takes a little bit of maturity. When you hired me, Kip, I was ready to go to Duke as the next head coach.
Hey, it was only going to take us 2 years, right?
I thought I was 2 years away from that. 2 years away from taking over the program. So age for sure. And then to be honest, getting let go at Portland State was a huge eye opener for me. It really put a lot of things into perspective for me about coaching, about understanding the profession, about my role in the profession, and it was a humbling experience. It was a necessary experience, and I've taken a lot of lessons from that are going to better prepare me for this role I'm in now at Washington State and the future roles. Yeah,
well, we appreciate your time, Plizzo. Proud of you. Super fun to watch you. We'll be pointing at the TV and saying, hey, there's a Bearcat Hoop guy. There he is, right there. Mike Plank, Washington State recruiting coordinator. Thanks, buddy.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Driving, dribble, watch. Double clutches, left side Barber for three. Here's Sutton. Great move to the hoop. Spun, and he just schooled his defender.